Hey guys, welcome to Build and Chat. So I have had a cold all week that has been kicking my butt, and I thought I was getting better yesterday. Woke up feeling reasonably decent, and then last night it just set back in hard. So I'm feeling pretty rough today. You probably tell from my voice I'm feeling pretty rough, but I'm going to try to just keep trucking through this. Hang out with you guys, and we'll keep going. I've got a pile of cough drops here to keep the coughing under control because the horrible coughing started last night. I've got my water, and if I start getting into coughing fits, I'll try to remember to turn the mic off so I don't blow your eardrums out. So sorry for the sounds and the sniffles and all that stuff ahead of time, but we're just going to carry on. So we've got the mausoleum to work on today. There's going to be some painting going on here, and we've got the sewer tiles. I did a bunch of work on these this week, so we'll be working on those, and that's the things we're going to be working on today. So first thing before I get to any painting is I had run out of foam. This is 3/4 inch foam that I was using, that we started last week. So these are the two tiles we were doing last week. And when I went to the store, they didn't have 3/4 foam, they had 5/8 foam. And because of that, these don't match up. They're two different size things. So I decided what I was going to do is just basically trash those. It's fine, chat. And I just cut 9 new tiles. So I've got 9 here. So what I decided to go with, so I've got one cross section. I've got 3 straight sections like this. I've got 2 corners, and I've got 3 T's. The reason I made more T's, because I was originally going to make way more straight sections, but what I realized is we're going to be making some end caps for this stuff, and so I can actually, if I end cap this, I can turn it into a straight section. If I end cap here, I can turn it into a corner. So these are T's, straight sections, and corners all in one. So I figured having more of those would be beneficial. Anywho, we're not going to work on all of these at once. Basically, I've gone through, the only step I took since last week is I just put some gray paint on the sides there, just a base coat of paint. So I'm sure you guys know how to use paint in a paintbrush, so it's fine, chat. It's just some, where's the ball? This pewter gray paint, which is not quite dark enough for what I wanted, but we'll fix that in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm just going to work on maybe these 2 for today, and then I'll do the rest of stuff off camera, because you don't need to see me doing 9 of these. It's all the same. We're also going to work on like the end caps for these, so we'll be taking a look at that stuff today too. First thing that I want to do, because I forgot to do this before I put the base coat on, take my aluminum foil ball and kind of put some, geez, get this water off of here before I knock it over. This is making a mess. Just put some texture in here. Just roll this foil ball around on this foam, and it puts some nice texture in. And it's fine that we've got the base coat on here, because A, it's going to get painted over, and B, we are, I mean, it doesn't hurt it anyway. Anyway, you could see how that's putting some nice texture on there. These are really flat tiles, so I want to give them as much visual interest as I can, because we want to make this look kind of old and decrepit, and you know, it's sewers, medieval sewers, so it needs to look pretty crappy. So we're just gonna make a mess here. Okay, so And I'm probably, who am I kidding? I was going to say I'm not going to be talking as much because it'll start the coughing, but I'm just going to talk the whole time. You know I am. You know me, chat. But it's fine, chat, right? Okay. Yeah, so that's got a bit of texture in it. That's good. It could probably, I wonder if I did this. Wasn't pressing quite hard enough on this one. We'll try again. It's fine, chat. It's fine, chat. All right. Yeah, that's looking better. Okay. Now, what we want to do with these is I want to get another base coat on them. But I want it a bit darker, so it's going to be more of a wash, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this dark gray. Sorry for the chewing. It's just a bad habit I have. This is the same pewter gray that I had. That is way too much for these two things. I was thinking 9. Forgot to get my black. Be right back. It's just right here. Don't worry, chat. I'm coming right back. Okay. It's fine, chat. I'm just going to darken this gray up. That's way too much gray. Forget it. It's fine. It's cheap paint. It's okay. Fine, chat. Don't worry about it, chat. Oh, need a bigger brush. There we go. And we're going to need a good bit of water. It's just water. Water. Tap water. I want it pretty thin. Now I'm going to go ahead and start here. We'll let this dry and we'll work on the mausoleum a little bit and maybe some of the... Actually, we'll work on setting up some of the side things here first. So we're just going to get this on here. It's not really a wash, it's a base coat, but it's pretty thin because I want it to be able to flow into all the dibs and dobs. I'm just getting the top of this here. We're eventually going to paint most of this side black. I just want to make sure I get the top edges of the stones. You know what I'm saying, chat? Of course we do, Terrainoob. And make sure you don't get any of this paint on your fingers because it'll make a mess and you'll be sad. And no, just get it all over the place. It doesn't matter. Make a mess, chat. That's the fun of doing this stuff. Just make a mess. There you go. I'm just digging a little bit out of the cracks there so it doesn't get filled in too much. So see, just like, now that's gonna calm itself down color-wise when it dries, but there's one. We'll do this one. Also, the coats that I'm putting on here, there was 2 coats of the Mod Podge stuff. I put it on fairly thin because I didn't want to obscure detail, just like painting minis. And then 2 coats of the gray, put on fairly thin. The problem is, or what you have to be careful of with that is because they're large flat surfaces, you're going to get lots of brush strokes, so you have to do multiple thin layers to smooth all that out. just like painting minis. It's just these brush strokes are much bigger and much easier to see. All right, so we'll let those dry up. There's a good place to put this. We're just making a mess of myself. There's a good place to put that. Right, chat? Sure. Sure, Terrainoob. Alright, so now we're actually going to have to get the ruler out. Because what we want to do, get one of these other tiles so we have it for sizing. So on this, we are going to make a little backdrop so that when we're setting up these tiles, we can put something up here so it'll look like a wall, but we don't want it too tall because we don't want to obscure all the players' visions, views of things. Also, we're going to want some pipes. So I went digging around in my stuff. I found all these different pipes. Now, I'm not going to use just regular paper towel holders, kitchen towel holders, because they're way too thin. But these are thicker. These are like the rolls from aluminum foil. Puberty hitting again here. So they're much thicker. These are very thick, and they're smaller pipes, so we can have some same type of thing, but they're smaller packages of like aluminum foil or cling wrap or something like that. Those types of things have thicker tubes in them. And then this, I have no idea where I got this, but it's a thick cardboard tube. So we're going to use these for pipes. Also, if you can't get hold of those, something else that's a good size, this is Scotch tape roll with after it's been used up. So those make great pipes and stuff, and it's plastic. So anyway, what we're gonna do is we want to cut something that will fit back here and that you can set up, so it's got to have a lip on the bottom to hold it, and it's got to have enough room for pipes, but that's about as tall as we want it. So what we want to do is however tall we want it plus 5/8 of an inch. Right, Terrainoob. So this is where the ruler comes in, and we can just make a excuse me, a bunch of these plates. Where's my pencil? All right, so these things, the biggest pipes I have are 1 3/4 diameter. So quick chat, 1 3/4 plus 5/8. What? Why am I not doing this in metric? Well, because they weren't selling the foam in metric. So whatever, it's fine, chat. So if we go 1 3/4, we'll just make it 2 inches. We'll give it I mean, we want a little bit of room there because we want them sitting up a bit. And then 5/8. Let's just go. All right, so we'll do 2 3/4. I think that'll be good because that'll give us room here. And well, that's not quite big enough. So let's just go let's just go 3 inches. Make it an even 3 inches. Make life nice and easy. What do you think, chat? Is good. That is good. Now, the problem I'm going to have here is I really need to do this out of some thicker cardboard so that I have a way to attach this, because this is too thin to attach. So, I didn't think about that. Why didn't you think about that, Terrainoob? I don't know, because I'm a dummy. So, what I'm going to do is well, I'm gonna be right back, chat. I'm gonna run and grab some cardboard out of the garage, and I'll be right back. Okay, just give me 30 seconds. Here we go. All right, here we go, chat. Got me a nice cardboard box. Trying to drink lots of water, orange juice, and stuff and junk and things and crap. All right, so are these things 3 inches at least? Yes, they are. So let's get, and they're 6 inches. Okay, because they're gonna be 6 inches wide, right, chat? Right, Chris. You're the best. We know. We love you. Yay. Stuff over here. Get my knife. I'm just gonna cut off a flop. Not worried about this because it's gonna get cut down and made straight. We'll just get a couple of these. Ooh, that's a nice big one. It's got the teeps on it though, so I don't really want it. Okay, very good. Now, that was special. Now for the measuring. So we gotta make these 6 inches wide. So the bigger pipes we're gonna have a little fun with. We're gonna put some grates in it. Grates, bars, I don't know what you call it. You know what I mean, chat. Whatever. Whatever, chat. Okay. So this stuff can be set aside. We got a Great Dane here today. Oops, forgot to get my mic. Sorry, chat. Is that better? Forgot to get my mic. We got a Great Dane here today and a chocolate lab mix, who is kind of famous in the area because she saved her children, her owner's kids. She took a rattlesnake bite to the neck to keep her owner's kids safe, and the poor thing swelled up. They had to get a GoFundMe page going, and it was pretty horrific, the pictures, but she pulled through, and actually they raised so much money on the GoFundMe that it more than covered her costs, and they donated it to some other rescue facilities. But she became kind of famous, had her own Facebook page and stuff. But she's here with us today. She's a sweet girl, and so is the horse. Okay, so there's one. It'll end up being like this, and that's cool. We'll cover up the tops. Don't worry. We'll make this all nice and finished, chat. But one step at a time. Come on now. So we got 3" by 6" piece cardboard. Very good. All right, we've got 2 of these. I mean, I will make up more eventually, but we're just going to concentrate on 2 of them for right now. So we got that, and where's my? Put it over here. We're going to use some of this chipboard as a base. So we want a 6" strip of this that is, how wide do we want to make this? We just want enough to set up under the so if we make it, which way do I want to cut this? Well, I don't have multiple 6s either way I go, so alright, we'll just do it this way. I have them 6 inches wide. I'll just go ahead and cut several of these since I'll need them later anyhow. Okay. So that's that. So now we're going to cut them this way. And we want them, I mean, 1 inch is probably going to be enough. Actually, that may be too much. We can just do 1/2 inch. Yeah, doesn't have to hold a lot of weight, so I'll just cut a couple 1/2 inch strips. I'll just do that many. I won't make you sit through hours and hours of watching me cut this stuff. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but it'd be a bit sadistic on my part, so I won't do that to you. All right. Okay, so I've got 2 extras for later. Let's not throw my knife at myself. All right. Now it's gluey time. So get our nice thick glue. I'm just gonna put it on the bottom here. This doesn't have to be complicated, chat. Just building half a rectangle here. Half a box, I mean. Just get it lined up on the back edge. We'll let that sit for a little bit. And we'll do the next one. So you see, you can put a bunch of these together pretty quick. Stay. You get to dry. All right. Now, next thing is I get another cough drop. Get some pipes going. So, how far out do I want these pipes to stick? I mean, not very far. We want maybe I think ½ an inch will be more than sufficient. So we'll just go ½ an inch here. Now, cutting round things straightly can be a tiny bit tricky. We're going to do our best. And one thing that I thought of trying that may or may not work, but I'm going to give it a shot anyway, is to get my mini miter saw. This little bugger. And see, I can't get into the miter yet, but I can eyeball line it up. Sorry, I have to put this on the edge of the table because it's got a little lip on it. The problem with cutting these is if you have to put pressure on them, they end up just getting destroyed. So I needed something that would kind of saw it. And if I were going to make a bunch of these, I'd probably set up a jig so that I could get this into these. Because see, I can't, it's not tall enough for me to get it down into the guide. But eyeballing it, I can get fairly close, and I'm not crushing the tube because I'm sawing it. Yeah, that worked out all right. There. So we got a nice little cylinder. So now, what we need to do, I'm just gonna make one of those for now because we're gonna do the other kind of pipes on the other one. But we'll get back to that in a minute. So, these need to have on them a lip around the edge. So for that, we're going to trace the inside of this, because it's got to have a hole in it, right? And can I freehand this, chat? You think I can do it? Just give it a shot. Doesn't have to be a big lip. Alright, so this will just sit on here around the edge, right? I mean, that'll be the front. The back edge will just sit up against the thing. I'm wondering, I'm starting to wonder, chat, if I ought not to do two of those, but maybe not. All right, I think this is a job for scissors. It's gonna be the quickest way to get at this, I think. At least on the outside. The inside, I'm gonna have to knife it. Okay. Let's get the X-Acto out. I'm gonna have to go around this multiple times because I don't want to push really hard and slice my fingers. Just going slow and easy. We'll see how this works out, chat. It may not be all I want it to be. In fact, I just had a thought, chat, that's going to be much easier. I don't know why I wasn't doing this before, but this is going to be way easier, chat. Here, watch this. Actually, this is probably a good size. So how thick is that? 5 mil. Alright, well, let's get a 5 mil strip. That one's cut bad, so. watch this, chat. You can do some pretty amazing things with cardboard. Ow. So, what we're going to do is we're going to lay this around here. But before we, yeah, because that'll put some nice little detail on there. May just go ahead and do one on the back end too. But what we're going to do is we're going to kind of pre-bend this a little bit. So, you know, like we do with ribbon on packages, Christmas presents and stuff, to curl them. We're going to kind of pre-curl this, just rub my, I mean you could use a knife, but I'm just using my fingernails. Just kind of rub my fingernails across the inside edge, and it'll kind of pre-curl this stuff so that it doesn't crease when we go to bend it around the thing. Otherwise what would happen is it would start creasing, but now we can get it on there nice and smooth like. Yay. Alright. Yep, I like this plan a lot better. Because the other thing was just going to be too big. Too big. Too much. Too much too soon, chat. And I think I am going to go inside and outside on this. I think that'll be better. Should I use hot glue for this, chat? You know how I am with hot glue in small spaces. Could probably actually use super glue for this, but it's not really necessary. And I'll end up gluing my fingers to, well, my other fingers. And that's not good. Man, I am sounding really horsey today. Make sure we got enough of this stuff on here. Yeah, these are going to look great once they're painted. Promise, chat. So I'm going to have them stick over just a bit, because that'll add a little more detail. And because I want to. And because yeah. I'm going to get scissors and trim this off. Trim it off the right amount. Thanks. And then we're going to get, where's my clothespins? Do I have any up here? Yes, I do. So I'm just going to get a clothespin and pop it on the ends so that it can dry that way. So there. That's gonna look pretty pipish, I think. Right, chat? That's looking pretty good, right? I like that. So when we put it on here, yeah, I don't think I am gonna do the other side, honestly. Yeah, I'll just leave the other side. I think this looks best. All right. Then, what we're gonna do, get the fun toothpicks, because we're gonna put some grates in here. That'll be fun. That'll make it even more interesting, right? So, first thing I gotta do, figure out how many of these I want. space belt. Let's see. So if we go one in the center. Honestly, I think 3 will be enough. Right, chat? I mean, they don't have to be... Yeah, 3 will be enough. Plenty. Don't make things complicated, chat. Alright, so we're going to chop the ends off of these and then figure out how long we need them. Okay. So, we got one in the, I'm gonna have, let's do it this way. Gonna have one in the middle. That. And then I'm going halfway over here. I'm going to have to chop these ends off at an angle to glue, so the glue will get good. So right here. And then we'll do this one the same length, because why not? There. Okay. Is that set enough that I can? Yes. All right. So we're going to the middle one. So we're just put a little dot of glue on each end and stuff her in there. More glue. More glue. Okay. Instead of making sewer pipes, we could make Greek letters. No? I mean, theta. Right? Right, chat? Alright, so there's numero uno. Now, just angle these up a bit. It's gonna sit that way. Right? Yep, yep. Right, Terrainoob. There we go. These will actually stick a little better because they got more surface area because of their angles. Well, that's one way to get the glue out. It's fine, chat. Glue palette. Now this is some tricky little business here. Now, still got my glue palette. Don't worry, chat. It's not easy to do, chat, just because it's kind of awkward to get them in here. Alright, so that looks like a sewer pipe, right? Does to me anyway. Alright, so we'll let this dry all up. And we'll get to work on some other things. I'll wipe my glue palette off. Oh, chat, I feel so bad. Okay, so now that we've got dry state on these things, we'll move this out of the way, clean up a little bit, and then we'll get to painting on the mausoleum, because that needs some love. Clean work areas are less dangerous. And you know me in danger. Alright. So, the bottom of this is stone, so we're going to go, I'm going to use this same dark gray base. And then we're going to have a copper roof on this. So it is going to get patina put on it. And that'll be fun. So I'll put a lot of color in there. I like that color. You know, like Statue of Liberty color. That green. Kind of liking this texture here on the side. That's a fun thing. And I think turning these wood into stone blocks turned out working pretty well. I'm happy with that. I don't know what this stuff is supposed to be. I just like the texture. I think it's kind of cool. So I think what I'm going to do is have these panels be the patina, the brass or the copper, but have the rest of this be metal, steel, aluminum, something like that, because I don't want it all to be copper, and they wouldn't really do that anyway. That would be kind of structurally impractical. So I've got this paint that is called patina. It is specifically for copper patina. I've had it for a while. I rarely get to use it because, I mean, when would you? So let's get that's probably a good brush for it. Yep. All right. Let me get a new palette here. So that thing needs some cleaning. So this paint is kind of thin already. You see? I seem to remember it being thin, but not that thin. So maybe I didn't shake it enough. Let's try some more. Yeah, shouldn't have been that thin. All right. Apparently this particular paint separates quite a bit. Like I said, I've had it for quite a while. We do want it thin because we don't want to burn. This is large flat surfaces, so we so we don't want to have a bunch of brush strokes showing. So we are going to want it fairly thin. I think that's thin enough. It's still pretty thick, but it's going to take several coats to get this all covered. I really hate painting flat surfaces because brush strokes, well, large flat surfaces. But this is going to be kind of a fun little colorful building. I think this is going to look really good. Now, honestly, what I should have done here is undercoat this with like a gray, so that it wouldn't take so many layers to get this patina showing, but I didn't, so it's fine, chat. Just means it takes more layers, that's all, to get the color through over the black. So we get the main colors blocked out here. Probably should wait a little longer for that to all dry up good. Yeah, I should. It's not dry yet, so we'll let that dry. We'll let all of it dry. And yeah, I think this is set pretty good. All right, so we'll work on the back of these sewer tiles some more. So what we need to do, we're going to end up, this isn't dry yet, but we're going to have the bit in here. What we want to do is to have stone work on the back of this so that it'll kind of match up when it sits here, right? So what I think I'm gonna try is these are the bits of foam that I cut out from here. If I put them, or is this going to make a mess of things? Because if I do it that way, then they could squeeze in there. I'll have to put a little bit more at the top, but... Or, the other thing I could do that may be a bit easier, and I'm all for easy, so we'll probably do it that way, is just cut a few blocks out and put them on there. And fake it. We'll fake it, chat. Where's my knife? Put it away. Okay, so we want some blocks, so we're just going to cut some strips of this thicker chipboard. They don't have to be really straight. Old sewer. So we want to go ahead and paste this on here so we don't get in the way of things with our blocks. However, we'll probably, before we actually attach this, we're going to want to get a black coat on this. So I will wait and do that next time. But what we'll do is we'll cut out some things like this and just kind of smatter them around, and that'll make it look like block without having to do a whole lot of work. So it'll make it nice and simple and fairly flat. So that's what we will be doing next time. I'm gonna have to go chat because I just feel so horrible. But thanks for hanging out with me as long as you did. Hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to like, subscribe, mash all the buttons, ding all the bells, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. And until next time, build on.